Hey everybody, welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to my review of the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser PowerBrush. This week I put it through all kinds of tests and compared it with the Bissell Little Green Portable Upholstery Cleaner, which I reviewed a few months back. They sell for around the same price and each have their own pros and cons, but in the end I found I preferred one of these much more than the other. So links in the description, and let's get started. The Bissell Pet Stain Eraser PowerBrush is a cordless upholstery cleaner, so the idea is that it's really convenient. You can just grab it off the charger and go anywhere in the house without worrying about cords or hoses. It works by filling the tank with the included solution. Interestingly, no water is required, just solution. Then you turn it on and use the spray button to soak the stain. One unique feature is that it has a motorized brush, which supposedly does all the scrubbing for you, unlike with traditional spot cleaners like the Little Green, where it's all about how well you scrub the stain manually. It also has a stationary pet tool that you can attach, which is easy to wash for really tough messes. So yeah, you make several passes over the stain, it sucks up the liquid with its dual suction channels near the front of the machine, and then you just detach and empty the dirty water tank after every use. Starting off with the pros, I really liked that it was cordless. The convenience of grabbing it and getting to a pet mess quickly is really important. You don't even really need to prep it by filling the tank beforehand because you can just store it with an already full tank. The cordless aspect is also good for cars or other items that are far away where cords can be an inconvenience. The battery life seemed pretty decent to me. I was able to get 20 minutes out of it with light to moderate use, which may not sound like a whole lot, but it seems like a long time in the spot cleaning world. For example, it took me about 1 to 2 minutes to clean a spot, and I don't think I could use any of these spot cleaners for 20 minutes straight in any case. I was pretty tired after cleaning about 5 stains each. Moving on to the cons. The first thing I'll mention is that it's a little bulky and not really meant for tight spaces. Also, they don't recommend using it at any angle except for on flat surfaces, which might be a deal breaker for some who want to use it for cars or other applications. This is contrasted with the Bissell Little Green, which excelled with this kind of work. The handle in that case is lightweight and very easily gets to hard to reach places. On that point, though the Little Green handle weighs virtually nothing compared to the Pet Hair Eraser PowerBrush, the trade-off is that you have to really scrub with the Little Green. Whereas the Bissell Pet Hair Eraser weighs a lot more, but you're not supposed to have to scrub very much. I found that I did actually want to scrub with the Pet Hair Eraser to clean the stains better, and I would sometimes use both hands and a lot of pressure on it to do so. Basically, I felt like it wasn't cleaning as good unless I put more pressure on it, so it kind of canceled out any advantages it may have had in this area. Another thing was that the PowerBrush instructions only recommend using the solution in the tank with no water, where the Bissell Little Green, along with every other spot cleaner I've tested, uses a water and solution mix. I didn't really care for this because the solution in the tank does run out pretty quick because you do need to use a lot of it to clean the stains effectively. It's not a huge deal because you could just use water or your own water solution mix if you wanted to, but it wasn't ideal in terms of cost. But the main problem I had with the Bissell Pet Hair Eraser PowerBrush is the cleaning ability. I tested them both in the same way. Besides measuring their suction power, I did some wet tests where I poured wet grape juice on medium carpet and immediately tried to remove it. I also did several dried on stain tests using Georgia red clay, grape juice, and vegetable juice. Since the methods of scrubbing are different on both types of spot cleaners, I thought a fair way to do it was to try to clean each stain as best as I could in a set amount of time. In the various tests, not only did I find that the Little Green consistently outperformed the PowerBrush in terms of the amount of stain removed in the time frame, the big factor was that the PowerBrush did not do a great job of sucking out the liquid, and it left the carpets much wetter and thus dirtier. For example, look at the night and day difference in the paper towel test, where I try to visualize the wetness of the carpets after the test. The towels are pretty much soaking wet with the PowerBrush compared to the Little Green. I think it mainly comes down to the raw suction power, which is usually going to be higher for a corded machine versus a cordless machine. And that's a big deal with spot cleaners because if you have a bad stain, you don't want to just leave the material mixed with the solution in the carpet. The entire point is to suck as much of it out as you can. And I did try to do that, even applying a lot of pressure with the PowerBrush to make sure I was getting as much as I could. My guess is that people really don't mind the extra effort it takes to manually scrub the stain with the traditional spot cleaner style like the Little Green, because in a way I think it's a pro. It gives you more control over exactly how clean you want the carpet to be. In my opinion, the Bissell Pet Hair Eraser Power Brush has its place. It's great to grab and go, especially for fresh, wet stains on low to medium carpets, and it does do a decent job with minimal effort. But in the end, I have to say that the Bissell Little Green won this competition hands down, as it cleans better and is more versatile at the same basic price. Links in the description to both products, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching.